Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to give you some tips on roaming. So let's get started. The first tip is to choose the right operator. Now you want to choose an operator you're more comfortable using and also one who is a good roamer. Usually 3-speed operators make for the best roamers because they are the quickest to flank and run out of bad situations. They also make the least amount of noise when walking or running around the map, so you can easily sneak up on enemies when you're flanking them. Caveira, Jaeger, Pulse, and Bandit are the only 3-speed 1-armor operators on defense, so these are your best pick, but I would say Jaeger and Pulse are the better of the two. Pulse, he can spot enemies through floors and walls and even the ceilings, and that can lead you to easy kills or great callouts for your teammates. And Jaeger, because of his assault rifle, it's very powerful, it doesn't have a lot of recoil, and it's the only assault rifle on the defending side. Not saying that Cav and Bandit are bad. Bandit has a great MP7 and you can pair it with the ACOG, which is also another bonus, but I haven't really roamed much with him myself to really say how good of a roamer he is. And then Cav, she has the silent step. It's really useful, but the interrogations can kind of screw you over if you don't know what you're doing, so more experienced players should only really use Caveira. I see a lot of new players, they tend to rush after they get someone down to interrogate them, and it leads to them dying by someone else. The only other operator you should use to roam, I would say, would be Valkyrie. Maybe Frost and Capcan in certain situations. Valkyrie, because she can watch her cams for someone to push a certain spot and easily pre-fire to get the kills. The only reason I put Capcan on this list is because a lot of times, especially on plane, I find myself getting stuck trying to put up my trip mines, and I'm like really far away from the objective, so sometimes it's best to just roam with Capcan if you're stuck in a situation like that. Operators like Rook, Mira, Tachanka, who are like your anchors, they should never roam. Always stay in the objective unless there's like some crazy situation. Alright, next tip is roaming versus objective. I didn't really know how to word this title, but this is pretty much about knowing when to roam and when not to roam. So you don't want to roam when the rest of your team is, leaving the objective only up to one person. Usually I encounter this a lot when I'm playing with randoms, so if this is happening, you should go back and provide support. This is all based on like situation and map, but 2 roamers is perfect and ideal in almost all situations. 3 is acceptable, but it's almost pushing it. You never really want 3 roamers when you're on bomb, for example, but it could be helpful to have 3 roamers on secure area. And there should never be like 4 or 5 roamers at the same time unless it's secure area on kid's bedroom and house. But if the attacking team sees there's only one person defending, they'll easily just rush and take over the objective, and you'll pretty much be left breaking into your own objective. So be conscious of who is and who is not roaming, and gauge if you should do it or if it would be best to stay near the objective. The third tip is to keep track of time and deaths. This will tell you when to rotate to the objective, so play the time and keep track of kills. When teammates start dying and you're down a couple of kills, rotate back to the objective. Don't leave your teammates in a 2v4 or 2v5 situation because you're across the map. If it's a 3v4 or 3v5, that is a bit more manageable to deal with. If your team only suffered 1 death, don't panic to get back, but if there's more teammates going down and you still hear gunfire, then it's probably time to get back. Alright, now with the time. In ranked you have 3 minutes, and if it's the last minute, I think you should start heading back to the objective, because if they haven't already, or if it's, coming down to the wire, that's probably when they're going to start to push. Even if you know where the enemies are, it would be more manageable if you just go back to the objective. It'll be the safer option and the more ideal option. Be aware, you don't need to chase kills, just play the time and make them come to you. Let them run the clock out. Alright, too many times I see a 3v1 situation and one person wants the last kill. They die. The second person goes, they die. Now, what was a 3v1 situation just became a 1v1 situation, and that puts that person under a lot of pressure, and especially when they know that everyone else is watching them and they're supposed to have won that round. So don't go chasing kills, just play the time. The time will tell you when you can expect to be pushed. The fourth tip is that your job is to delay. So your purpose is not to slay and get kills, it is to delay the attackers and also providing some useful callouts. The longer they're focused on you, the less time they have to focus on the objective. You don't need to push attackers and die first. You want to live as long as possible and delay as long as possible. Take an easy kill and move on. Don't stay still trying to get a second kill. Moving force the attackers to search for you and use their drones. This is less time they have to push the objective. And don't chase the risky kill. Example, you potato your shots. Now the attackers attackers know where you are. You peek and you see someone has a head glitch. Don't continue to peek. If the opponent has a better angle, leave them be. Just try to flank them from behind or set up in a new spot to where you would have the angle if they walk through the doorway. Don't push them hoping for cheap kills, because most likely you'll just end up dying. Like I said, the more they're focused on you, the less they are on the objective. Rushing them and dying soon will not help. And the last tip is to be present and unpredictable. You do not need to be across the map to be an effective roamer. A roamer alone across the map is about as useful as an AFK teammate. Roaming a floor above near hatches or below near stairways or the main doors could just be as helpful. You also don't need to be flanking to be roaming. Your presence alone at the doorways when they're entering the building might deter the attacking team. They'll be forced to proceed slowly and with caution, or even use their drones to find you before pushing in. Sometimes attackers might not push near where you're roaming, so they might just decide to rotate to a new entryway and push in that way. So make sure you recognize this early and rotate to where they might be. You don't want to be waiting in one spot for half the round for a push that might not ever come. But if you can get a call out from where they decide to push next, then you could probably be set up for a pretty good flank. So be aware of what's going on, ask your teammates for callouts, and if you are the teammates, provide callouts. Like I said, you do not need to be halfway across the map. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Comment down below any other type of videos you would like to see from me, and I'll try to make that happen. And subscribe for more. I will be doing a part 2 on either Monday or Wednesday. It was just too long to put with this video. So if you'd like to see that, subscribe and yeah, come check it out later. Alright, thank you. Bye.